Right, so, Brentford away. When the draw was made, I had very little faith I'd be attending this game. Not just because Omicron is tearing its way through the Premiership and the rest of the country for that matter, but because Brentford's ground is so small they only let in about 5 away fans, and I didn't make the cut. However, fortunately, my dad's mate's uncle's former boss's girlfriend's dog has a Brentford season ticket, and they couldn't sell out the biggest game in their history, so I agreed to go in the home end as an away fan, something I hadn't done since John Terry fucked up our title chances away at Crystal Palace in 2014. Got on the train at Wimbledon and off at Clapham Junction to go to the Spoons where the rest of the firm arrived, to have some beers and striker bonds because we're all such proper mental footy lads, while I go on about how shit Wolves away was. A few pints in and the team is announced, and Chelsea are starting 3 players who I've never heard of before, which has me worried, but then I realised I hadn't heard of any of Brentford's team either. After some more drinks, my mates tantalisingly saw out their lovely, not emailed, physical, beautiful away end tickets in front of my face before we decided to get the train because we realised kickoff's in about half an hour. We head to Sainsbury's to pick up some beers and some pink gin and lemonade for the train and get off at Kew Bridge where we can hear that Hey Jude playing as the game is kicking off and we're late. My mates go round to the away end while I go through to the home turnstiles to take my place among my fellow bees. The first half is quite boring. Kepa makes a couple saves, but it's mostly just us having possession and Brentford trying to break. The home end is very quiet because I reckon half of it is undercover Chelsea, while the away end sounds really good and I'm really jealous of everyone in it. Well, I was until I hear the Necrophilia song echoing out from the Chelsea corner, and suddenly I don't want to be associated with any of them in any way. I'm fed up of everything by the 35th minute and head downstairs. I get chatting to a steward who every 5 minutes is badgered by someone coming over going, "We're Chelsea fans, any chance you could let us through?" To which he turned them all away. After I felt I built up enough of a rapport with the steward, I told him that I was a Chelsea fan too, and if he wouldn't mind letting me through because, you know, we're mates and all that. After a fair bit of negotiating, hiding from his manager and lying to the other stewards that I was getting abused in the away end, about 10 minutes into the second half, it happened. I was actually allowed in. I'd found my way into Brentford away. I couldn't believe it. As I went out to surprise my mates, incredibly proud of what I'd just achieved, Chelsea makes some subs as it's a school night and the kids need to be in bed by 9 PM, and some fully grown adults replace them. The tie looks destined for penalties until Kante and James work a nice move down the right flank, ball is crossed into the centre, and Brentford's centre half boots the ball into the roof of his own net. 1-0 up in a cup tie never felt so safe. Brentford couldn't do too much of half our youth team out, so them troubling the European champions was unlikely. Not too long after, Pulisic managed to latch on to Mount's deflected pass, the keeper trips him up, and it's a pen, which the double European champion and third best player in the world, Jorginho, hops, skips and jumps it into the back of the net, and we're through to the semi-finals. The away end is brilliant in the closing stages of the game, with everyone singing a Christmas song about how much they love Thomas Tuchel and the brass instrument, the bugle. It just goes to show that when it comes to improving the atmosphere, it's about who is in the end, not how many. Full time and not even news of Liverpool's late equaliser can dampen our spirits as we head back to Camden, with news breaking that we've got Tottenham in the semi-final for the second time in 3 years. Back in Spoons, we get some tequila rosé shots and pints and everything feels really good. This time last year we couldn't go out, I was working in the COVID test centre, bored and depressed out my mind, Lampard was starting his journey to being sacked and everything looked bleak. Now we're champions of Europe and on our way to a sextuple. I use this channel to moan about going to football, but it's genuinely one of the most important and enjoyable things I do, and I really hope we don't lock down after Christmas as our run of games in January is about as exciting as they can get. Chesterfield at home, fucking hell, got the goosebumps already. Just a game at the end of the day though, innit?
We're gonna play football, 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 on the